YouTube, what's going on? Flag 1122 back again for Synthpop review. This week's episode, I'm thrilled to be able to talk about the Pet Shop Boys. I haven't done a Pet Shop Boys review yet. Many reasons for that. There's so many great Pet Shop Boys releases out there. Kind of hard to narrow one down, but I decided to start off the Pet Shop Boys reviews with probably my favorite Pet Shop Boys album, and that's 1993's Very. Here is the album. Sorry, I'm struggling with a little bit of a cold today. Released in 1993, it contains 12 tracks on this original edition. It's very quirky. It came out with this sort of like jewel case kind of cover, and it's got these like almost Lego block bumps on there. Very original. It cost the record label a lot of money to produce this. I mean, it was just very odd. I remember seeing this in the store back in '93 and just being like, what the heck is this? This is the first Pet Shop Boys album that I bought myself. I actually physically went out and bought it with my own money. I love this when I picked it up off the shelf. I think I bought it at Walmart. I just love the feel of it. It's just sort of like a lust to feel. It's almost vulgar, really, with these bumps on it. Just really cool all the way around. Very, very original stuff. The Pet Shop Boys always come out with kind of nice inserts. Even to this day, you know, they've got nice photographs on there in their booklets and stuff like that. That's why I've continued to purchase physical releases of all the Pet Shop Boys CDs and albums. This is really what got me into the Pet Shop Boys. Before this, I remember getting their discography, their first collection of their singles, and then I was like, when I saw this, I was like, oh, it's the new Pet Shop Boys, so I bought this, and the love affair really began. So, you know, I was like 14 years old in 1993, so it's right up my alley, and I went back and rediscovered, like, Please and Actually, and things like that, and Behavior. But this is their fifth studio album. By 1993, they had already released 4 proper studio albums, although introspective, a lot of people, I don't know, it's not really like a studio album to me. I mean, I guess it is, but it was so short and it had the remixes on there, and whatever. But this album did really well. I mean, especially overseas in Europe, you know, and in their home of England. Already by this point in 1993 in America, the Pet Shop Boys were suffering. They weren't getting the airplay that they should have. I think with Domino Dancing, America had kind of caught on to the fact that they were definitely an alternative band. And alternative, by I mean that, I mean maybe like they had some sort of like what a lot of people would call like homoerotic undertones, and because America is such a scary place to live, especially back then, a lot of people had a lot of, you know, anti-gay sentiment, and it just kind of drove this fabulous, fantastic music just off the airwaves, and it's really tragic. I think probably if they had gone in another direction, they may have continued to be popular in America. But Pet Shop Boys weren't about to change the way they produce music and the way they sound for anybody. You know, if America couldn't catch on with that and kind of like catch up with the times, you know, of the late 20th century, then America doesn't need to listen to the Pet Shop Boys, because America didn't deserve the Pet Shop Boys. But I'm getting off on a tangent there. There's a lot of quality in this CD. It's a very upbeat, very positive, very electro release. You can actually kind of compare this Very album to the brand new Electric album that they just released this year. It's very fast paced. This is track number 2. I wouldn't normally do this kind of thing. And the whole album is just full of just up-tempo tracks. I think it was probably a direct response, the Pet Shop Boys directly responding and turning over their previous release of Behavior, because Behavior, their 4th studio album, was very sort of introverted, very subdued, you know, very sort of filled with melancholy, you know. And this was just very fun, and it was kind of a reinvention for the Pet Shop Boys also. This was around the same time that the Pet Shop Boys started dressing in the strange clothes, you know. Well, the first time they started dressing in really strange clothing. They had the, you know, giant dunces caps that were multicolored, and they had a lot of this orange coloring in their clothing, and they wore those huge, strange, almost like aliens, you know, with like Lego men, you know, slashed with like aliens. It's very strange stuff, you know, and their music videos went in a really strange direction around this time too. They used a lot of early like computer generated imagery in their music videos. So really weird music videos came out of this time around 1993 from the Pet Shop Boys. I remember, which one is it? Liberation, I guess. Was it Liberation? There's one of them here. It's just really oh, Yesterday When I Was Mad, and track number 6. Yesterday When I Was Mad is a really strange, almost terrifying music video, but go check it out if you want to. It's I know my friend uploaded it on this channel. You can watch it. I love this album. Like I said, it got me into the Pet Shop Boys. It got me interested in them. It's high quality, very well produced music. The CD sounds fantastic. I'm going to go ahead and take it to track number 6, because this is one of my favorite songs on the album. I love Yesterday When I Was Mad. I like how it starts off kind of slow and just kind of builds up, and then it just explodes into utter Pet Shop Boys chaos. A few kind of interesting facts about the album. This is, you know, the album that Neil Tennant really started to, you know, talk in the press that, you know, that he was gay. You know, he kind of came out, if you like, you know. And then they had the cover, the track number 12 on here is the cover to Go West, you know, and that was kind of a, you know, a cry out. You know, if you watch the video, you know, it's kind of interesting. It has the connection with, you know, the AIDS crisis in the, you know, early 90s, late 80s, you know, how, like, especially America had turned its back on the AIDS crisis, and a lot of people had denied that the virus even existed. And, you know, by the time people sort of like took notice, it was too late for a lot of people. So you know, you had Neil coming out and saying that, you know, I'm gay, and releasing, you know, a cover to Go West. It just turned a lot of Americans off of that, and that's really tragic, and I've always been slightly ashamed of that. I'm gonna get off that and turn on to this. Really cool find if you can locate this. While I was living in Japan, I was able to find a copy of Very Relentless. This is the special edition of Very. They released it right around the same time, maybe a few months after that. Anyway, it was a 2-disc collection. It's got a little bit different cover. You know, it's basically the same kind of bumpy design there, but this one is like soft rubber, and it comes with a second disc. The second disc had 6 kind of experimental dance tracks on it, you know, that are really cool. I really love that second disc on there. And this thing is really hard to find even now. You know, I just got lucky in Japan. I went to this little used record store there called, well, it's a used book and record store called Book Off, and I found this for next to nothing. You know, it was in perfect condition. They were going to expand this second CD of Very Relentless and make it a full CD, you know, just an experimental CD, but it turned into Disco 2, you know, and I really loved their Disco 2 release. But it's really cool. If you can find it, it's worth picking up, you know. It's got some really cool visuals. It's got Neil there with the silly hat, and then if you turn it around, you can see Chris there. It's just kind of rad. Because I'm a Pet Shop Boys fanatic, I have to be kind of a completist. I have to find everything. Anyway, Pet Shop Boys, Very. I love this album. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 because I think it's one of their highest marks, you know. Some people that love Pet Shop Boys, they're not crazy about this, you know. There's either like, it's kind of a dividing line between Pet Shop Boys fans. Either you're kind of a Very person or you're not, you know, and I definitely am. And because you know, this is the CD that really got me into Pet Shop Boys, I've always been a little bit more appreciative of all, you know, their up-tempo, dance-oriented tracks, you know. I liked Elysium last year. I was really excited when they released Electric this year because I like the dance, the 4-on-the-floor grooves. Go pick it up. If you haven't heard it, you know, shame on you. You can find it everywhere. You can find it. You can download it. You know, you can go buy used copies. Although this version right here that has the original version that has the hard plastic with the bumps, it's getting kind of hard to find now. So you can still find it for like $5 or something like that. But anyway, that's all for me. Thanks for watching Synthpop review. Really appreciate doing this. Sorry about my cold today, so I'm a little stopped up. But be back in a week, you know, probably to do something else. So that's all for me. Cheers and out.